Assalamu alaikum and good morning, Internet. Hope you're doing well. Friends, Attock is a historic land where every breeze carries the whispers of a forgotten past. Here, centuries old buildings, weathered by time, still stand tall as silent witnesses to the golden era of harmony. This ancient region was once a vibrant home to Muslims, Hindus, Sikhs, and Buddhists, all living together with dignity and peace. Each community had its own sacred spaces, mosques, temples, gurdwara, and stupas, where they worshipped freely, celebrated festivals, and built bonds that transcended religious lines. Attock wasn't just a district, it was a living, breathing example of cultural coexistence and spiritual richnesses. In the heart of Attock, a land known for its layered history and peaceful coexistence of faiths, stands this centuries-old Hindu temple, a silent guardian of a sacred past. Time has weathered its stone, but not its soul. Its main sanctum holds three carefully curved, braced niches, each one housing sacred ideals now long gone. These three empty spaces are deeply symbolic, possibly dedicated to the Trimurti, Brahma, the creator, Vishnu, the sustainer, and Shiv, the transformer, the divine trio that governs the cosmic cycle of life in Hindu beliefs. This rare architectural layout suggests that the temple was not just a simple village shrine, but it was a place of profound spiritual thought, built with care to reflect cosmic harmony. During the tragic events of the 1947 partition, when borders were redrawn and communities uprooted, local Hindu families likely took the idols with them, not just as symbols of worship, but as protectors of memory, heritage, and identity. Today, those empty knees echo with that silent departure, holding not idols, but the weight of history. Architecturally, the temple is a marvel of indigenous craftsmanship. Its tall pyramid-like shikhara rises with bold presence, while the adjoining round dome blends seamlessly with arched doorways, lotus flower motifs, and faded ornamental curves etched into the walls. Built using lime plaster and hand-chiseled brick, the structure rests on firm sacred earth, a testament to both skill and devotion. The outer walls, once adorned with floral carvings and painted frescoes, now marked by time, yet still reflect a kind of sacred softness that can be felt, if not fully seen. Located quietly among Attock's landscape, far from tourist trails, this temple is not just a structure of stone, it is a symbol of unity, memory, and shared existence, reminded us that even in silence, heritage speaks, and it must be listened to, preserved, and honored. Just beneath the centuries-old Trimurti Hindu temple in Attock and right beside the roaring Grand Trunk Road stands a forgotten structure, a small red brick room built in elegant Mughal architecture style, with arched entrances, lowering flower engravings, and centuries of weather etched into its walls. This mysterious room may not be a temple, but it holds deep historical weight. Historians and architecture observers might guess that this room once served as a chowki, a guardhouse, or perhaps a pilgrim's resting chamber tied to the temple above. In some cases, such rooms were used by caretakers or wandering sages for meditation, storage of sacred items, or even shelter during religious festivals. giving its position beneath the temple and so close to an ancient route like GT Road, once traveled by emperors, saints, traders, and pilgrims. It could also have been a Mughal-era halting spot or a small text checkpoint where movement between regions were watched and recorded. The overgrown roof, the silence of its doorway, and the decaying red stone all tell a story that hasn't been fully uncovered. But one thing is clear, this room is not just bricks and mortar. It's a silent witness to the vibrant religious and cultural life that once thrived in this part of Attock. As we stand here today, it asks only one thing from us: to remember, to explore, and to respect what history has left behind. Right here in the heart of Attock, just opposite the spiritual and highly respected shrine of Hazrat Ji Baba Rahmatullah Alayh, stands the hauntingly beautiful ruins of what appears to be a century-old serai, a roadside inn from the Mughal or early post-Mughal period, built to serve travelers, saints, traders, and their animals who journeyed along ancient routes like the Grand Trunk Road. This structure stretches across a surprisingly long area, which strongly suggests that it once had multiple small resting rooms, perhaps lined up on either sides, where people could spend the night in safety and comfort. Nearby, the presence of a well, now dry and surrounded by wild growth, hints that water was available not just for the travelers but for their horses, camels, or bullocks. Hidden among the grass and debris are a few graves said to belong to the Khadimeen, also called caretakers of the nearby highly respected shrine of Hazrat Ji Baba Rahmatullah Alayh, giving this place as even deeper spiritual connection. The architecture is simple but speaks volumes. A majestic central arch entrance with a surviving room, on both sides sealed with a wooden door, the purpose of which remains unknown but may have been used by a caretaker, a local fakir, or even for storing food and supplies for guests. Though its roof still exists and walls are crumbling, this sarai still stands as a silent reminder of an era when hospitality was sacred and journeying souls were welcomed with dignity. Forgotten by time but echoing with unseen stories, this place is not just ruins, it's a living arch of Attock's glorious past. Just beside the quiet resting place of respectful shrine of Hazrat Ji Baba Rahmatullah Alayh in Attock stands a forgotten structure, mostly like an old Hindu temple, now abandoned and silent. Though no name or history is written on its walls, its shape and design speak softly of the past. There is no dome above, only a simple flat roof and a pointed arch at the entrance common in traditional Hindu architecture. The outer plaster has faded and chipped with time, revealing the age beneath. Inside, the air feels still. Two recessed spaces are built into the inner wall, most likely once used to hold sacred idols. Today, those spaces are empty, their silence telling the story of a time when this place was alive with devotion. It's possible the idols were taken away by Hindu families during the 1947 partition, as they left their homes behind in search of safety. Since then, the temple has remained untouched, slowly fading into the background of daily life. Nature has begun to claim it, small plants growing through cracks, dust setting like a soft blanket. Nearby houses stand like quiet witnesses, watching this piece of history grow older with each passing day. Though its history is unknown, the temple holds a quiet beauty, one that doesn't come from books or records, but from the feeling it leaves in your heart when you stand before it. Beside the abundant temple near the great and respected shrine Hazrat Ji Baba Rahmatullah Alayh, here in Attock, stands a smaller, round domed structure, cracked, quiet, and half buried in time. It does not look like a temple. It does not welcome worship. It feels more like a samadhi, a sacred resting place built to honor someone whose memory still lingers in silence. The dome is wide and low, resting over thick old walls that once carried grace but are now scarred with age. The entrance arch is broken, as if the past tried to escape and got trapped in its own ruins. No idols, no inscriptions, but just faded design on the walls, inside, outside, and yet there is a presence. This was not built for the crowd, but for one soul. Perhaps a saint, a priest, a revered elder once lay here, his spiritual forever linked to the nearby temple. Back then, people may have lit lamps here, whispered prayers, remembered someone they loved or followed. Today, weeds grow through cracks and stones, lie scattered like forgotten tears. But even in this decay, something remains, a soft echo of devotion, a stillness that touches you when you pause and breathe. It may be nameless, but this structure speaks not in words but in the language of respect, memory, and time. To stand here is to feel the soul of history no one wrote down, and yet it alives. Friends, as I step away from these silent ruins of Attock, the forgotten Trimurti temple located on the other side of the road that once echoed with chants to Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiv, the old Mughal-style chamber with its curved arch and a timeless grace, the abundant travelers' sarai that once gave shelter under the stars, the empty temple walls stripped of their idols, and the quiet Samadhi where someone's memory still breathes. I'm left with more than images. I'm left with questions, emotions, and a deep respect for the unseen history buried in this soul. These places may not be on any tourist map, but they carry the whispers of faith, culture, and human connection. In their brokenness, they are still beautiful. If this journey touched your heart, then don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so we can keep uncovering the soul of forgotten places together. Ending the vlog, take care of yourself and your family. Bye-bye.